Hello and good evening to everyone. I would like to share with you this video presentation as part of our Unit 7 discussion in justifying a media modality. In order to provide behavioral change and the necessary positive health outcomes using a public health communication campaign project for the long-term health effects of military combat deployment on our service members, it is critical to properly select a media modality. The common problem encountered by healthcare providers, according to the Department of Veterans Affairs, is the disengagement from medical or mental health treatment among individuals who are suffering from mental disorders and the withholding or not seeking of medical mental care by our veterans. The American Public Health Association reported that veterans have a large rate of mental illness such as PTSD, substance abuse disorder, depression, anxiety, and sexual trauma. Almost 50% of combat veterans from the war in Iraq have suffered from varying degrees of PTSD, and 40% reported problems of alcohol and drug abuse. Approximately 22 veterans died as a result of suicide each day in the year 2010. Studies have shown that up to 87% of service members suffering from psychological distress after deployment reported not receiving proper psychological help. In order to properly communicate, disseminate, propagate, and have an interactive response to the primary, secondary, and tertiary target audiences, it is necessary to know what information needs to be communicated. The three main problems our veterans encounter as they attempt to seek or access medical and mental care are separation or discharge status of having or not having an honorable or general discharge status in order to properly receive the healthcare benefits from the VA. Number two, the situation of long wait lists in receiving proper mental care due to administration operation problems and shortage of needed caregivers. Social barriers to care-seeking behavior related to military culture or the stigma of having a mental disorder is number three. I will communicate and use a media modality by collaborating and partnering with the VA's Health Services Research and Development Department under Center for Healthcare Organization and Implementation Research, or CHOIR for short. Its threefold mission is to improve veterans' health outcomes by developing, studying, and applying evidence-based practices which will be widely implemented and sustained. The missions are: number one, it focuses on recovery in behaviorally vulnerable populations, mainly with veterans with mental condition or homeless veterans. Number two, medication optimization to include medication therapy management, pharmaceutical economics, comparative effectiveness research, clinical practice patterns, and number three, public health communications, including risk communication, public health communication, the use of social media, and mobile health communication platforms to create effective messaging that empowers veterans to prioritize their health. The use of social media and phone texting and messaging increases every year. More and more, our population are constantly plugged into the internet and instantly obtain messages and email. I have noticed in the past that once a veteran stops or disengages from seeking medical and mental health, the VA system was not proactive in finding out why the veteran dropped out of an appointment or stopped obtaining health care completely. The use of social media, texting, and messaging can provide a bridge in providing and communicating the needed information and interaction needed by our veterans. My justification for my choice of media modality is in line with the principles of strategic health communication, which should be results-oriented, science-based, functions on more than one ecological level, participatory, user-centered, benefit-oriented, distributed, multi-channel, and multimedia. Thank you.